Well, hello everyone. I'm Beau Boeckmann from Galpin Motors. And first of all, I hope you're all safe and healthy and happy out there. I know it's very difficult times, and we wish you all the best. Now, since you can't come to the Galpin collection to see some of our very unusual cars here, we thought we'd bring it to you. So I'm starting off right now with the oldest car in the collection. This is an 1897 Leon Bollet. And I believe this to actually be the first true sports car ever built. I've got reasons behind that. Now that I've shown you our oldest, what I'd like to do next is show you our fastest car in the collection. And this is actually the car that we use to open the show Car Kings with. So we just started a new show on Discovery Motors. It's at 9, So we just started a new show called Car Kings. It's on Discovery on Monday nights. We hope you can watch it. This is the car that really started the whole show off. A 2019 Ford GT, and this is, of course, the Heritage Edition. And believe it or not, this is the first new car I ever bought, and I had to apply just like everyone else, and thank goodness I got accepted, because that is one magnificent automobile. Next, I'd like to show you from the Galpin collection. This is one of the most special cars. This is actually a 1965 Shelby Gt350. Now, we were actually the first Shelby dealer in California, and Carroll Shelby himself dropped off the first batch of cars. Very well, this could be one of them. This actually came from Galpin Ford in 1965. It was in a barn for over 40 years, and it runs beautifully, but we want to make sure we keep that beautiful patina on the car. So, in the Galpin collection, we have a number of kind of unusual automobiles. And most of the cars in here are for sale. There's a couple, like my grandmother's car, I would never part with, but for the most part, everything's for sale. So we have everything from some cars that we did, like the Fisker Rocket, completely rebodied coach-built car. The entire car, other than the roof and doors, is all carbon fiber. Have here a brand new GT500. I don't know if you noticed, still in the wrapper. I haven't even had a chance to drive this yet. With everything that's going on. So when things get better, I really look forward to that. Some other unusual cars in the collection. This is actually a 1967 Mustang with a rumble seat in it that we had built by Heinz Proctor of ASC back in the late 60s, and we did a couple of those. Next, another car that was featured on Car Kings is this RWB Porsche. I think, personally, one of the funnest cars that we have. We just recently took on Porsche as a franchise, Porsche Santa Clarita, and we really want to make sure that we have some fun cars that are there as well. So this is our RWB. This is an Edsel from Modern Edsel. This is my dad's first job as a manager, was at the Edsel dealership, and this is actually a car that survived. Another car that was featured on Car Kings is this reproduction of our last race car. Galpin was actually the West Coast NASCAR champions for 4 years in a row, 1961 to 64, and this was a representative of a car driven by Ron Hornaday, who was also our service manager, the guy that helped teach me how to drive, to be honest with you. And we're just so proud to be able to show this off, because what an incredible thing in Galpin's history. Believe it or not, we have some really unusual cars in our racing history. This is a real Trans Am Pinto, all original. This is the body off of Larry Fullerton's Maverick funny car. This is the 4-engine Mustang called Mach 4. Built by Gary Weckesser, and we helped service this car and helped him with it in 1969. Oh, and while I'm here, another iconic Galpin exhibition drag car. This is the backup pickup. And if you come here, you'll kind of see it's a little bit unusual because the drivetrain is completely reversed. So it actually drives backwards at 120 miles an hour doing wheelies. Driven by a guy by the name of George Tours, who obviously had no fear. Because I don't know about you, but sticking my head out of a window, going backwards at 120 miles an hour doing wheelies, sounds pretty scary. We also were into off-road trucks. So this was actually one of the cars we sponsored for off-road racing called Uncle Bob's Bouncing Bronco. So some fun Galpin racing history here from Baja to NASCAR. So as we continue on the tour, we have some other kind of fun vehicles. This is the Scooby Doo Mystery machine that we built for a father and son. And as you can see, the theme goes all the way in and out, and it's really kind of fun. We got games for the kids. Got Scooby over here. So it's a great fun mystery machine. As we continue on the tour, these are several of the micro cars. We featured a couple on Car Kings as well, a Messerschmitt as well as a Peel P50, the smallest car in the world. And this is the smallest passenger car in the world, the Peel Trident. And as you can see, getting in is a little different than most cars. Actually lift the whole top of the car away to get in. Not a lot of cars you do that with. Going on, why don't you come on back and I'll show you some of the other fun cars really quickly. I know I'm skipping by some really amazing cars here, scooter cars or the micro cars. Look at this gorgeous E-Type, 1964. Oh my gosh, this color escapes me right now, but it's just gorgeous with the red interior. These cars are such a beauty to drive. A couple of unusual Lagondas. Here we have a Lagonda shooting brake and also a Lagonda factory limousine, one of 4 Tickfords actually ever built. And this is actually our feature car on Car Kings. This is the very first episode of Car Kings. This is the Carroll Shelby's Pantera. And what's really fun about this is that Lee Iacocca gave Carroll Shelby a NASCAR engine to put in this, and it was the test bed for the Dodge Viper. And it sounds kind of crazy, so to get the whole story, you got to watch Car Kings. And it's on Discovery Go, by the way, for free. So download it and check it out. And we'll keep showing you some fun things. We got the Orchid Packard over there, 1930 car. Some of the Roth trikes over here. Big Daddy Roth, one of my personal heroes. We've got, this is cool. Check this out. This is Rotar, or the Roth flying car. This was actually a car that would rotate, would levitate. And believe it or not, it's actually a working, not too comfortable flying car. Oh, great, I'm stuck. All right, I guess the interview ends here. Ooh, that's better. Okay. This, someday, I would love to get flying again, but that day is not today. Okay, we got a couple other vehicles that are really fun we'll show you. Hey, a couple other things featured on the show. Liberace Zimmer. I mean, if you ever saw a car that was perfectly matched for a human being, Liberace Zimmer right here. I get to drive this on the show along with Elvis Presley's Lincoln. And that is like driving a couch down the street. It's wonderful in a weird way. Not a lot of power, though. Little Red Wrecker. This car is featured in Car Kings, I think, in about 2 weeks. Wait till you see the story behind this car, Little Red Wrecker, designed originally by Newt as a twin pike hauler, then built for Red Fox. Little Red Wrecker is quite a story I think you're going to really enjoy because George Barris did quite a job on that, and you get to learn about George Barris and his history as well. Some other quick fun things. The Edelbrock Special. This had 13 world land speed records, and then this beauty. Gene Winfield shop truck. And I think, honestly, one of the most beautiful trucks I've ever seen in my life, if not the most beautiful. And that's saying something. Here's another weird one. And one of the faves, this is the Pink Panther limousine. And designed as the first lay-down limousine, really not very practical, but it's fun. And this actually opened the Pink Panther cartoon show that I grew up watching back in the early 1970s. And here we thought we'd end up with the bathtub. One of the weirdest cars of all time. Like I said, when does a toilet and a bathtub become a car? I guess when you strap a Hemi to it. So this will be featured on our 420 episode on Car Kings, and we debut this car actually at the Yokohama Hot Rod Show in Japan. And wait till you hear the story behind the bathtub. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So anyway, that's the quick tour of the Galpin collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm a little winded. Please be safe out there, be healthy, keep your distance, and God bless you all. Let's be safe out there and be well.